Hey guys, today I'm going to introduce the painting technique, and it's going to be a little different than yesterday where you're not using the same image over and over. You're going to actually choose 3 different images to complete the painting technique. You're going to create a new folder called painting technique and make sure that you place your photos in there. I've already done that. Created a new folder in my pop art called painting technique, and these are the 3 photos that I'm going to paint. I'm going to remove the background from this one and this one, and then the Beatles one I'm going to have a little fun with. I'm not going to demo that right now. I'm just going to give you the gist on how to do this because it's pretty simple, and then you can take it and use it how you want to. You'll create a contact sheet with these 3 images, all right? Print it and pin it up, take a photo of it, submit to Google Classroom, and pin it up for your own visual research. Let's get started. So here we go. How do we get to this when we started with this? Okay, well, number 1, I'm going to zoom in, not print. Okay, and I'm just going to zoom out it just doesn't want to do it too much. Why doesn't it want to just do like 175? There we go. All right, there we go. All right, unlock that background layer, and we're going to go up to image, and we're going to actually just say create black and white. Okay, and I'm going to hit OK because that looks okay for me right now. All right, and then I'm going to go to select subject. You could do it first, I guess. It just depends on whatever's easiest for you. You could select the subject first and then delete the background, or you can make it black and white and then delete the background, inverse, and delete. There we go. Okay, if you're not working with an image that you want to delete the background, then skip this part. All right, so now I'm just going to create a new layer for each body part that I'm going to color. I'm going to call this one hair. I'm going to hit the little plus sign. We'll call this one eyes. We'll call the next one lips. And then I'm going to do his jacket. Okay. It doesn't really matter which order they're in because they're not overlapping, but just for ease, I'll do it like this. Okay, hair, eyes, lips, jacket. Okay, I'm going to click on this first layer. Then I'm going to go over to the brush tool. I'm going to go to my foreground color, my color palette. All right, and then I'm going to just make sure that my brush is normal. Everything looks good, and I'm going to just paint on this hair. Okay, you remember you can use your brackets to make it smaller and bigger, or you can also go right here. It's a pain in the butt though. Brackets are bigger and smaller. If you make a mistake, don't worry, we can use the eraser tool because you're totally on a separate layer. If you want to be creative and go outside that look, very much like Andy Warhol did, feel free to do it. Okay, and I'm just holding down left click, and I'm just painting Mao's hair in for my economy for the 1960s. Okay, now on my layer palette, this is really cool. Some of you guys have gotten these way back when, but we haven't really introduced them yet. They're blending modes, so they will blend and do all different things. Some do more, some do less. All right, we usually like multiply for this, or also like overlay. So I'm going to leave that, and now you can see where those little edges are, and I'm going to just clean that up because that's just a little too messy. All right, and we're going to give Mao a haircut. If you mess up, okay, you can always go back to your brush, and you can always add in a little bit. If you don't know what color you use because you switch to a different color, the eyedropper tool will pick the color, the exact color. So you'll watch the foreground change. So there's that one. Now that's the eyedropper tool. It's pretty snazzy. All right, and I'm just going to clean that up. Okay, I'm going to repeat this. I'm going to do this very fast because you're sitting here going, okay, Mrs. Fitz, we get it. I'm going to paint in whatever it is that you want. You could have done eyebrows. All right, I'm just going to give them, maybe I'll do it this time. Like I said, and you can always go and just make sure you're on the right layer. I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay, I'll repeat myself once. Right layer. Okay, and then use those blend modes. That one's pretty funny. I kind of love that one, but I'll keep it simple. That one's soft light. Okay, lips. Same thing, brackets, or you can just zoom in, Control P. Okay, and I'll get my brush. Doesn't want to go any smaller right now. Okay, I don't want that color. I'm going to choose a lovely red. I'm going to go for it. Okay. And if you want, and I'll show you the next time. Oh, I like that. I'm going to show you this time. If you want, you can switch the layer. If you want to switch to see what it's going to look like. And let's do a nice purple color. And we'll do a nice big. So I switched the blending layer to overlay so you can see right away through it. Whereas if I go to normal, it's opaque, right? So this is what blending layers do. So if you want, you can just switch it to overlay or multiply. Okay, and for the sake of this, I'll just go really fast. And then I'll just use my eraser and I'll just kind of clean that up. Of course, I would do a better job. Andy Warhol hates me right now. Okay. And remember, we're on my pink layer. So there we go. All right, and then if you want to add a color in the background, click on your bottom layer, hit the new layer button. Well, I guess you could click on whatever layer, go to layer 1, drag it, and then your paint bucket tool here, you can pick a lovely shade and just put it in there. All right. You're probably wondering, Mrs. Fitz, could I blend Mao in? All right, and do some cool things with him. You can, but not in this. That's coming along, okay? We're in Warhol. What I just did was very Rauschenberg, and that's coming, okay? So at this point, I'm just going to say File, Save As, Mao Painted. All right, put it into my pop art pictures. Where's my pop art folder? There it is. My painting technique, and save. All right, and then you're just going to repeat this 2 more times. That folder will have 6 images in it. It will have your originals and your colored ones. Feel free to make a contact sheet with all of those, okay? And so at this point, then I would just open up my next one, right? I go to my pictures, I go to pop art, and remember, if I don't see it, go to view, large icons, okay? And I'm going to start the whole process over again. Unclick this. I'm going to say subtract the subject, and hopefully this might be a little tough. Let's see how good Illustrator or Photoshop does. Ooh, it did a good job. Inverse, delete. Beautiful. If I have to clean up anything like that with an eraser, but you're not going to see it by the time we blend everything. And now I'll just repeat the process. Image adjustments, black and white. Beautiful. And I can start getting there in color, and I could do something really fun with this. Don't worry about the deflated tires. I'm not too worried about it, okay? So once again, new layer for what you're going to paint, which area you're going to paint, then the next layer, and you're doing this 3 times, and a contact sheet.